we go again.
It's Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's up?
What's good, man?
Nothing much, bruh. Let's get to it.
Straight to the music.
All right.
Let's go.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Brotherz podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. Brotherz podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock. It doesn't matter what your name is.
The greatest podcast of all time.
And listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Brotherz Facebook, YouTube pages. We're live on both platforms at the same time. Click on the notification. Click on the little bell. You get the heads up whenever your boys and Miss doing a thing. Ace Kennedy. What's up with you, man? Everything good?
Yeah, bro. I was trying to get some stuff done before we started podding, and I got some emails and stuff that I was trying to respond to. So yeah.
Hey, man, let me tell you this. Right out the cuff. I went to go see Megan Thee Stallion this weekend and that girl Big Glow.
How did that go?
And first off, it almost made me want to come to her defense because I saw the little Eminem song that came out where he had the quick little shot at her on there, though, man.
Man,
And it was
people making
You heard
way too much. Yeah, I heard it. People are making way too much more about that than what it is. I personally don't think it was so much as a shot at Megan as it just was a bar. I don't think it was I'm going at her. I just think it was a bar.
I don't disagree with you. It was a dope bar. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Yeah, because it took me a minute. Somebody had to say it again. Like I thought it was weird when I heard it, but it didn't quite hit me until I heard somebody say the bar. Like I was like, okay, that's just a quick flip. I didn't take it as like he was taking a shot at Megan.
Me neither. No, and listen, and I'm convinced, to be honest with you. So let's just say hypothetically, right? If Megan Thee Stallion and Eminem had a song together, it's gonna have to be a tour song, right? And I only know of Eminem to have one like black club song, and I think that was on the album that he did some production with Zaytoven where he was rapping on like a lot of those trap style beats. And if I'm not mistaken, he had the song. It was a song with Juice WRLD on it though, bro. Where it seemed like more of a club song though, bro. And that was the one where Joe Budden was like, "Man, don't nobody want to hear Eminem in the club." Yo, I thought it would be that kind of song. It would be a twerk song.
Yeah.
So speaking of twerking, hey, bro, let me tell you this though, man. Very thoroughly impressed, right? Very, very, very thoroughly impressed. And here's what I mean by that. So you think this is another one of these times where I try to tell people about living in Atlanta, bro. And when the people always say, "Oh, they say with guys, they say, oh, you don't want to move to Atlanta." You know what I'm saying? They say it's a lot of gay dudes out in Atlanta. There's a lot of DL, and I always maintain that that's more of a reason why you would want to move to Atlanta because at the end of the day, they taking out the competition for you, right? And everywhere I go, it's always droves and droves and droves of women, usually single women. So of course, go to the Megan Thee Stallion concert, and then it's droves and droves, packs of women in 4 and 5, 6, 7 groups of women. And so that's the one thing, completely outnumbered. It was like 90% females there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that impressed me was this. So let's talk about first off the girl Glorilla. So Glorilla is still fairly new, been on the scene for maybe about 2, 3 years, right? And I think that the thing that I was very impressed by, she had about a 30-minute set. And you know, the thing that's always kind of funny is that it's almost like a contrast. I used to think that Glorilla makes like twerk kind of music, but I don't think that it's that. It's just mainly ratchet. It's very ratchet. The content that she talk about is very ratchet. It just so happens to be on the 808 beat, and then that's just what makes it work, all right? And so Glorilla comes out starts on time, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
starts on time, no Lauren Hill, and gets out here. Now, mind you, I didn't realize. I mean, you know, you see her on TV, and you might see her standing next to someone else, and you get an idea about her size or stature. Very short, right? Very short, very thin as well. So she has dancers, and her dancers is out there throwing it, bro. They out there thick and they throwing it though, right? And so it makes her look that much smaller because they look like they professional twerkers, bro. Like they was getting it. So she comes out in her 30-minute set and she does some songs that you have to be a Glow fan to basically know. It was almost like it wasn't dead spots, but it's like if you wasn't familiar with her catalog, right? Then you could be like, oh, okay, I don't know this one. Mainly people our age, right? There's a lot of people our age who don't know. But there are people who you put the glow on and they know every single word of every single song she got on. And I was looking in the crowd at even the songs that I didn't necessarily know all the words to. And I like Glow. But I was blown away though, bro, that how much command she actually had, right? From an MC perspective, I was more so very impressed with how she moved the crowd, right? Because what's weird about it is that she ain't thick like Megan, so she ain't out here twerking, even though she got dancers that are twerking. And to be quite honest with you, she moved very much like a dude rapper. She was just kind of doing a thing, you know, the same things you would see anybody do. And she would get involved a little bit with the girls' dance routine, but it's clear to me that she's not a dancer, right? Like she ain't 1-2 stepping, she ain't Sierra and Beyonce and Missy and none of them though, bro. But despite not being that though, man, I still thought that I was very impressed with her show. Now, the one thing I would say is that I do think that in terms of the entertainment value, more she got to beef up her stage game, her showmanship, because she had a cool only a 30-minute set, so it was no dull moments. But I thought that they could have been bigger. But it's just mainly because I always say that because it's clear to me that she was just rapping. You know, she's a rapper, not necessarily a dancer, and I'm okay with that. But I think there's somebody else who's going there. If you've gone to see some Beyonce concerts and Chris Brown concerts, it's different. And you're going there to hear her rap. And it's cool. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But I think that's the critique that I think some of the folks who were of our age would have said, right? So then fast forward, Megan comes on. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this. The thing that I think that is interesting to me is that Megan had about an hour, 15 to hour and a half show. And what was crazy about her show is that she goes also again, you got to be familiar with all of Megan's songs, right? Not just the radio bangers, but the Tina Snow catalog, right? Those songs. And so you know you got those songs that Megan put on and you know those songs.
Right.
She had a bunch of other songs on man, and it was very surprising to me that I was just kind of curious if Megan really had a 30-minute set and not a full hour and a half. But for given the time that she was provided, bro, I thought that it was an amazing set. Now she did have some moments where if you wasn't even Glow, right? Glow was very concentrated, 30 minutes. But you're talking about an hour and a half, and if she goes a stretch where there's two songs where you don't know them, then it might just be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't, oh, you hyped up, and then you kind of let down for a couple of. But me personally, though, bro, very entertaining all the way through. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, seeing the twerking in person, A1, bro. Listen, Ace, listen. Just thinking about that from I go hoop, bro, and after I get done, I gotta ice these knees up, bro. I got a whole recovery routine, right? So seeing her out here dropping it, and she is low almost the whole time. She is dropping it though. She got to be about maybe 5'10", 5'11", got heels on, looking about 6'1", 6'2", and she is dropping this thing though, bro. And the whole, and I'm thinking like, dang, she had a show yesterday. She probably got another show. So you think about all this tour, she is on it, and I was so impressed though, man. But the cakes is real, bro. It was absolutely amazing though, bro. I was very impressed though, man, and
So
she is protected at all times.
so did Cardi make an appearance?
No. By the way, I didn't realize that the research department absolutely hates when we say this, that she's a Texas treasure and should be protected at all times.
Why?
I said that and I almost got kicked out the car though, man. I don't know. I didn't know that at all though, bro. I think that she said something. Something came up, bro. And I said, well, I'm automatically on Cardi. I said, I'm automatically on Megan's side. She said, why? I said, because she's a Texas treasure and she should be protected. Well, I could, if she could have opened the door while we ride and pushed me out, she would have, though, bro. I didn't know that it drives her crazy like that, though. And maybe it was just that moment. But Cardi didn't perform, but Lotto came out. Now, listen, I'm going to keep it a stack with you, though, bro. I told you that I still have a problem with looking at certain women and think, oh yeah, she's sexy. You know, somebody look good. You can't look at certain girls of certain age and say, oh, she's sexy. I might have to make a caveat for Lana. And the reason why I say this is because I think that she's fairly young. She's not 25 like Megan, right? But I think that the thing that I was very impressed, she came out here looking very casual, bro. She looked like she probably could have been wearing this and rent where she went to and performed in. She could have performed this. She could have went to the store. She could have went to 7-Eleven and got a Slurpee with this on. She got some furry slides on. Looked like she got some sweatpants on, but still was out there looking fly though, bro. And that's what blew me away. It's almost like, you know how like sometimes you might see somebody and you see them at the grocery store, right? And they just got sweatpants on, no makeup. You think like, damn, she fine. If she's fine, you know that outside of this environment, she got to be finer. That was the thing with Lotto. Very minimal effort on the looks, still knocked it out there though to me though, man. And it was dope. She only did like maybe just a song. It was real quick though, bro. It was real dope, man. Like I
You live
said,
in Atlanta,
thoroughly
though, right?
impressed. What's up? Yeah, she's
I
from
don't know.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And Cardi, I think that Cardi lives here or has a house here. So I thought for sure that she would have got out there as well, though, man. And so everybody was kind of surprised though, man. But they had two shows. They had the one that we were supposed to go to was supposed to be on Friday. They had like some water main break out downtown, water that flooded everywhere down there. You got people out there in swim trunks and swimsuits out here with floaties on and rafts just floating up and down the streets out there in Atlanta, though, bro. And so they had to postpone it until Sunday. So we went last night. So they did the show still on that Saturday and Sunday, though, bro. And for that kind of energy, though, man, absolutely amazing, though. It was absolutely amazing, though.
That's
But I
what's
got
up.
to say, I really realized how much I was completely standing out over Megan, though, man. I'm always so. And I told you before, it took a little bit, but Glorilla, I'm all the way there.
Yeah.
All the way there with her, man. Yeah.
So
Impressive.
we brought up Cardi. And she's currently going through, I guess, a beef. Where we at on this?
Well, so this is interesting because so I saw Bia comes out. She puts it on the gram. She has this Cardi B diss, and it's clearly a Cardi B diss, right? No, and I think the only thing she didn't say, if I'm not mistaken, was Cardi B, right? But everybody kind of
Spelled it out.
knows.
She spelled it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So here's what I think is interesting about this, though, right? Because we were just talking about Cardi, and we were like last time we were talking, I told you the clock was on her. She needed to hurry up. You know what I'm saying? And so now Bia comes out, and Bia is and listen. Bia is out here dropping some haymakers. And this is what I'm this is a question I have for you about that. Because Bia is lesser known, does it feel like them haymakers and the song just didn't quite hit like that?
It's not even that because I think, for instance, I've heard other people have disses on well-known artists, and the disses were solid. I just
Yeah.
don't think that it's one of them things like this one felt like I'm gonna swing my shot and my name is gonna get more clout off of it just because I'm who I'm swinging at. Versus
How familiar are you with Bia?
didn't know her.
It's a
I've heard
whole lot of money around this motherfucker.
this is what I'm saying. I've heard
No.
of her, but
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's her song. That's it's the only song I know that she has that song, a whole lot of money, and it's dope. And it's so this is what I think is she has also a song with Busta Rhymes, right? It seems like it kind of has like that Caribbean vibe to it. Those are the
yeah,
only two songs that I've heard from her though.
yeah. But what I'm saying is she clearly she's not like I know she had a song, you know what I'm saying, but she's not Cardi. So what I'm saying is again, we're people who kind of listen to music all the time. We not casuals. So you think the casual though, right? They're gonna know her for dissing Cardi, is what I'm saying.
I can see that. I think that the one thing that is very interesting about the song, right? I caught a couple things. A couple things that stood out to me was her basically saying that, you know what I'm saying, you down with them bloods because you got sexed in. You ain't get jumped in, you ain't run the fade. You let them boys run the train on you. That's how you got put down. Listen, that's no small thing to say to me, right? Because I think that that's kind of a big deal. I would imagine. It's almost like to me, it's almost like how sometimes I look at when you pledge, right? And let's say you pledge as a grad chapter pledge versus pledging online. Sometimes people look at you like, yeah, you Greek, but it's an asterisk, right? Um, that's how I think that people look at that in terms of gang culture. You getting, you letting dudes run the train on you to get down versus you running the fake. Anywho, the other part that stood out to me though was the part that she said you getting all these surgeries just to still look mid, for your body to look mid, but then said you changed your face to look like mine. Listen, I'm not going to even hold you. We had a group chat going on,
Yep, yep.
and one of the homies said, Doc, I'm not going to even lie. At first glance, I thought that was Cardi B. And listen, Cardi has changed her look over the last 3 years. She's been looking real different. And I thought that was a heavy swing for her to go ahead and say, because I was like, all right, we love some Cardi, but she's not exactly lying with that punchline, though, bro. So I thought that the song in itself, she only played it through the speakers in the studio. I haven't truthfully gone and listened to whatever the final version. It does make me want to check for it. So with that said, maybe it's mission accomplished because someone like me, I'm not a casual music fan, but I guess I'm a casual fan of hers. I'm familiar with whatever they're playing, right? Whatever is popular then. So it's making me want to go check for it though. So
Yeah.
what if she has a whole nother project and now this spearheads me wanting to go and listen to some more of her stuff though?
Yeah,
So
but
it's
that's what I'm
like,
saying. It just to me, it feels more of a market employee. Like, yeah, she has some she has some bars in there. You know what I'm saying? She, some stuff in there that would make people be like, okay, okay.
I
But
didn't
I don't
think she
know.
was that kind of rapper though. I didn't think. See, I could expect that. Let me tell you, I could expect those kind of battle kind of stuff, coming battle kind of bars from Megan, Nicki, Cardi, Glow, Rhapsody if she had to go there with Rhapsody. Um, I can even hear Trina getting feisty on a song, right? But talking like that, there's very few females, and I didn't expect Bia to be one of those. I don't expect Ice Spice to be that kind. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, like mission accomplished.
She's still on that clock though, boy.
Yeah.
And this might be more. I'm not saying this is gonna be more incentive, but this might be something that make her just might be like, all right, let me look at this clock that Charlie talking
See,
about.
this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean by she's so relevant because of her internet presence. Because she ain't come out and put no song out. She just spoke about it. And that's it. That's all I need to hear. She responded.
I don't. I get that, and here's the thing. Truthfully, I think when it was put out, and I first saw it on World Star. Um, if you go look at the comments for it are bad, right? Bad. They're real bad. I mean, 80% of the comments are bad, right? So if that's the case, if you're Cardi, yeah, you're not gonna respond to that, right? But I think if it was Nikki saying the exact same things, she's responding pronto.
Of course. But I
Yeah,
mean, that's different because that's a peer, right? That was the reason
yeah,
why Drake had to respond to Kendrick because that's a peer. But
yeah,
somebody underneath you, like, no, I'm
yeah.
not gonna do nothing but give you clout, and I'm not here for that. Like,
It, mission accomplished. I agree with you. I do think that she shouldn't do a formal response, but I think that the one thing that is interesting is I think that it was said that Bia was referenced in some of Cardi's previous song. And what's wild about it is that if you don't say the name, to me it's like a sub, right? If
and
I
then you
don't
just in your
know,
feelings, and then you taking it that way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now she
Megan
did. She what did she say? She said, "Am I battling you? Or am I battling uh party?" What did she say?
writers.
Huh?
I think she said your writers or something like that.
Right, but she said a name. Didn't she say party?
I think she said party because party wrote for Cardi.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, um party wrote that song she got. I know for sure he wrote "Be Careful" or at least co-wrote or wrote a lot of it though, man. But the first that big the big one, but with Bodak did a lot of it.
Speaking of writers,
Mm.
so there's been a lot of reference tracks being leaked these days. The boy Drizzy.
Freaky ass nigga, you a 69 god. Freaky ass nigga, you a 69 god. Listen. I randomly think about this at least 5 times a day in my head. I catch myself saying, freaky ass ninja, you a 69 god. Freaky ass
No,
ninja, you a
you
69.
know what mine is? Mine is A minor. But let me say,
A
this is embarrassing. This is
minor.
something so embarrassing, bro. As much as we've been like listening to breakdowns and talking about the breakdowns, why I didn't get the A minor until I'm talking about weeks later. I was driving and I was like, oh, A
Wait,
minor.
okay, wait. Now, which part of A minor do you get?
So I thought he was referencing something about Alicia Keys, right?
Okay.
He's talking about A minor,
A
like a key.
minor.
Yeah, a key, yeah, and as like a mod, really, bro. Like the whole song is talking about underage and this, that, and the other. And it was one of those just I felt so dumb moments like, oh, And so that's why I can't get that out of my head. The other thing, bro, you know how Kendrick be making them noises in songs, bro? Dog,
Uh-huh.
that junk I just randomly just be doing it. I was at dinner with the fam and somebody asked me something. I was like, yeah. And they was like, we was in the middle of Chili's, bro. And
You sound
everything
like Trey Songz, bro.
huh?
You sound like Trey Songz on that.
Oh. But dog, listen, that junk had me in tears because I did, and there was like other families around us too. And every time somebody asked me something, I did that junk. And so
No,
uh
the A minor.
Layla had to tell Sarah where it came from so she knew where it was. But no, what would you say about the A minor?
The A minor. The part that I always think about the A minor is from what's the boy Orlando Brown?
Yeah. Yeah.
Vagina.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
some of that vagina?
yeah. I get that now. Yeah,
That's where I heard it. Yeah, but that's funny though, bro. But
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well,
But
so I mean,
listen,
here's the thing though. We've heard these accusations before, right? And some people don't even care because of, like, I know you do, right? Especially like I was listening to Joe Budden and they was talking about, like, if it's this song, I ain't tripping. But if it's this song, then I have an issue, right? Because it's like this is the one he's got the bars on. This is like Drake is a pop star. He's not just a rapper anymore, right? So some of these pop songs, if he had some writers on it, people ain't even really caring no more. But the rappers is caring about the ones.
rapping, the
Yes.
rapping.
Yeah.
This is why I think that this is so. This is the thing. If you're telling me that he didn't write Passion Fruit, or if you're telling me he didn't write the work joint, or if you're telling me that he didn't write, oh yeah, he wrote the song, he got those songs from The Weeknd, right? If you're telling me that Party Next Door is helping him write a bunch of songs or Division, he's singing, I don't have no problem at all because then I think that that's part of the singing act. That would be no different from you writing me a hook and then I go through and I sing the hook on one of my songs and I do the rapping also. Or you writing me a song and I get on there and sing the whole thing, throw some auto tune on it, whatever. That I'm cool with that. I think the part that is the frustrating part when it comes to Drake and this whole ghostwriting thought is that you'd want to believe that somebody's dopeness is based off of their authenticity. And when I say that, I mean this. With respect to R&B, I'm not expecting, for some reason, I don't expect for somebody who does R&B to write all this stuff. But I personally do hold somebody who do write their stuff at high regards. And not to say that they got to write every single thing, right? But to me, when you're a rapper and you telling your rap stories, though, bro, and you're telling me that your rap story isn't really your story, that's something that somebody else wrote. And not just that, even if he wrote it for you with you in mind, he would have had to live through that. Or somebody, like, to me, it's like, yeah, now you just make me. Let me ask you something. Okay, Ace Kennedy, let me ask you this.
What's up?
Can an argument be made that Drake is really cosplaying a black rapper, a black American rapper? Follow me where I say this. Follow me when I say this. Okay. So when Kendrick was talking about, all of your stuff, all your energy, music wise, you went and got that from Atlanta, right? Well, let's just say that aside, right? Because if you go through and you look at Drake over the years, right?
Mhm.
And you see he got a lot of influence from Atlanta. He got a lot of influence from Wayne, of course, from being on Cash Money. I think that he just naturally probably had a natural, especially when you had the best I ever had on the first one, maybe some East Coast vibes or whatever, but
Mhm.
a lot of Houston, vibes for him and everything like that. But I've heard Drake talk, right, in his regular voice, and he sounds like a Canadian. He sounds very much like a Canadian, bro. And so when I'm thinking about when you rap and you don't like, I've never heard the Toronto Drake on a song. He sounds like a black Southern rapper, right?
Right.
And so my thing is that it would be different. It's like, it's like almost it's I look at that differently from like Adele and she's singing and you don't hear like an accent, or maybe or the British actor who what's my boy Idris Elba, British,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
can go ahead and go without, right. So I think that when Idris Elba is not talking in his British accent, that he's cosplaying a black guy because he's acting. So
Yeah.
could you make the case that Drake is really like acting like a Southern rapper, bro? Like everything about him seems like he is portraying one of us.
I hear what you're saying, but like
Mhm.
you said, I think because of the fact that you hear the British singers singing in American voice, like like Sam Smith, or like you said, Adele, where when you hear them talking, but when they sing,
British British rappers, the British rappers all sound British.
no, no, no. I get that, but I think what I'm saying is I think Drake took it like the music business, and maybe that's like when you. So, for instance, right, most people have a style, right? That when you get into music, somebody inspired you to do the music, right? It wasn't like you just woke up and then you didn't listen to any music and then boom, like there was some inspiration, some from somewhere. So I think whoever he was inspired by, he began to rap like that until he developed his style. Like, so, and the fact that this is when I very first heard Drake, he's always sounded like this, then that's what I associate with him.
I see that's the thing. I don't know, to be quite honest with you, that Drake's always sounded like this. I think that he's evolved into this. Right. So here's what I mean by that. I think that if you look at Drake over the years, I think that he's evolved into this, but it's also heavily because here's what I mean by that. This is a perfect example. When they say all of the Drake leaks and the ghost writers and everything like that, I think that most of Drake's ghost writers are Southern guys. Like this recent one when they came out with the leak of Mob Ties, right? And this is probably one of my favorite more recent Drake songs where he's rapping, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I think the dude who wrote that song was a down south dude. And then even the dude Quentin Miller, down south dude. When they say that he got his they say he got his what kids say, you got the street cred from 21, down south guy. It's like I think that Drake he got his blueprint, but I think his blueprint is pulling different parts from the South. But my thing is that how come we haven't heard the Drake with the Toronto accent on record rapping that way? What does a
Yeah, but see,
Toronto rapper sound like?
I think Tory Lanez is kind of like Tory Lanez is in that same vein. So them two kind of sound similar to me, right? But my first introduction to Drake is like the Houston, Atlanta, Vegas sound. So that's still to me the same sound I'm hearing today. I mean, obviously he's matured and he's evolved, but that's still the same sound to me.
I suppose, but then even then, right? I think that it's just funny to me that when you hear that, right? But outside of the booth, right? When you hear him, like I've seen some videos where he's just with his peoples, right? And they all sound like a bunch of dudes from Canada. Like it sounds very much like it's like a weird accent. And I saw like this video of Drake playing basketball and he sounds like a Canadian. But then when it's all right, industry time, I'm doing a music interview, I'm doing something, then I switch back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, Yo, like it seems like Drake is like cosplaying out here though, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I think it's hard for me to switch off my R&B brain when we talk music. So that's why stuff just don't mean as much to me like it does to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
get it.
like for me, it's like, bro, it's to me, the music industry is still a form of acting. Like it's entertainment to me, right?
I
Like
got
for
an
instance,
example.
okay,
I got an example. Okay. That would be to me like that would be like to me if you heard me, you know me, right? And people from Killeen know me. People from Atlanta know me. And I got on a record and was like, nah, son, blah, 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 kid, word is bond. And everybody associate those terms with New York. And I was rapping like a East Coast, like a true New Yorker. Now I be, and that's all in my raps. And to somebody, I would imagine that on some at some level, if I got big enough, somebody from New York would be like, bruh, why is you talking like us and you ain't one of us? You ain't from here. But more, you would know. You'd be like, bro, yo, nah, we talk on the phone all the time. That ain't how
bro.
you talk.
If you ever did that, I would make a diss track about you on my own,
Oh my
just
God.
because.
Ah,
On my own, I'd
It's
make a
just,
diss track.
that's so that's what I'm saying. I think that's how I look at it. But in terms of his ghostwriting, this leak, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I hear it, I don't have any problem with reference tracks, right? So like I've given people reference tracks because it's like I might be a because I rap and produce,
Yeah.
then I might, while I'm making a beat, I might have an idea for a song and I'll send that off to some of the artists that we work with. And then, they might say, well, you do it and you do it as a feature. Or I might be like, well, your reps go with it. So just say the hook. And then that's just it. And then it's like to us, we know when it comes to co-writing, it would be co-writing credit. But I think that it would never be like stashed as ghostwriter and put out there that he has a whole interview, right? He has a whole interview with LeBron James at the barbershop talking about what inspired him to write Mob Ties, right? Because that was the song. That was LeBron James' song. Yo, how'd you come? And he goes into his inspiration for it. And so then the fast forward find out that no, you got a co-writer for that, a reference track, and it just makes you go back and you look at all of his credits for his songs, and you think like, bro, like I know that producers get a certain writer's credit. I know you get this and the other, but
Yeah,
bruh,
you see, that's the thing. To me, doesn't take away anything from me. Like it just doesn't. Like
no.
I can't.
It would for you if I told you, yeah, yeah, Rocky wrote this rap for me. Rocky wrote these, so Rocky wrote me a whole 16.
It wouldn't buy it still does it. It does that doesn't mean, bro. You and I have been having this conversation for years. I don't care who writes the raps. I care about the presentation. It because my thing is I could write you all the stuff you want. If it ain't delivered properly, it's the delivery. Because the same person could get out there and put the song and we could see which song blew up, right? It's the name of Drake. So my thing is for me, I don't care, bro. Like,
Let me tell you how much of a difference it makes to me. If Drake, let's just say, if Drake had no ghostwriters whatsoever,
mhm,
and let's say every single song that Drake has ever put out and has ever recorded, if he wrote every single one of them, I would think that Drake is the most brilliant writer of all time. I would think that he is I would say, well, hands down, he is the greatest musician ever if he wrote all of his raps, B stuff. Because you're saying all of your DNA is hits. That's all you know how to do.
I
And I'm
understand. I what I'm saying is I understand the appreciation, right? For the fact that if you were this dude and you were the only one that ever put the pen to the paper, like there was no other writers listed on the credit, like if that was solely you, I can appreciate that. But I'm just saying, for me, I don't really care. Like, to me,
Nah,
it's like,
son.
nah, it don't matter to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, as an R&B person, bro, send me what you want to send me. Let's create. Let's do it. Let's collaborate. Give me some ideas. Let's write in a way that I've never thought to write before. I'm all here for it. If the end goal is this, let's get paid, right?
I think that
That's
I
where
get
I'm
it.
at.
I get it, but I don't think that people in general. So here's what I think. I maybe how I look at things are becoming a bit outdated, right? Because I think that it applies to guy rappers, but it doesn't apply to female rappers. I think it wouldn't surprise me, bro, if every female rapper had some kind of assisted pen. It would surprise me with Rhapsody though, and Rhapsody is probably the only one that I would be very surprised with. But I think that here's what I'm saying. I think that I think that it applies to rap, but it doesn't apply to R&B because I think that because rap came in after R&B in the grand scale of music, right? Grand scheme of music, I think that what makes hip hop so attractive is the origins of believing that this is what this person went through, right? I think that's what makes to me what's my dude? Don't push, hey, cause I'm close to the like when I heard that for the first time, I believed that story, right? When I first heard Chuck D and when I heard Can't Trust It, and when I heard Fight the Power, and when I heard what he was saying, though, bro, I felt like the power in his words. And it made me look at him like this visionary. But if
I
you
know
told
that,
me that Chuck D didn't write any of that, then I wouldn't look at him different.
but here's the thing though, bro.
I'm sorry, I would look at him different.
We in 2024, and some of these rappers are still talking about killing people, talking about all these drugs and stuff that they selling and this, that, and the other. Like, bro, stop. We know you're not doing that. So my thing is
Well,
that
mind
at
you
this
telling me what
point,
you used to do.
yeah, what you used to do. But if you still talking about you still doing it, you still sleeping with all these different girls, you still got all these hoes, you still doing all this, that, and the other, but you married and got kids. Like, nah, bro.
Wait a minute. Because I'm married and I got a kid. And I'm gonna be rapping about these girls. The ones
Right.
I used to get.
Right.
The ones I used to get. But
but
you
that's
know
the
I'm
thing.
authentic.
But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter to me though. So what I'm saying is what I'm saying is if in 2024 you was still talking like you was out here and you went in the strip club and Drake and Metro sent all the drummers out there and they was out there playing while you was in there having an orgy, bro, that wouldn't even bother me because to me it's just entertainment. That's just
I'm
where
gonna
I'm
be
at.
honest with you. I do think that so here's what's funny. It's funny you say that, right? Because I do think that there is a certain level of believability amongst this is crazy. I feel almost like I'm bound to a level of honesty to the people who actually know me, right? Because what I don't. This is the thing about it. I don't want to be. Listen, shout out to my brother Courtney and the good folks over Cinematic Visuals. Cinematic Visuals. I don't want to be riding with Courtney talking about these bras that I just scooped up yesterday, and then he look over at me on the side and be like, "Really, really?" Because I was with you and your wife. Like
That's what
something
I'm
about
saying
that.
though, but it's
I feel
entertainment though, bro. Like what I'm saying is this, right? What I'm saying is this. Dog, you're 43. So if you're talking about being in the music business, there are things you gonna be saying in these songs that
I do. I mean, I get what you mean, but I'm saying to me, I do think that when I'm positioning certain songs, that to me, I do feel like a responsibility to be authentic. And when I say authentic, I do want mine to be credible to the people that know. To me, it means something to me to be able to say, oh, I did these things or I would do these things, and people who know me personally would be like, yeah, he was that dude, or
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
he did that.
As an R&B guy, I still sing about relationship stuff, like from a singles guy's lens. Everything that I sing about ain't gonna be from a married guy's lens. So for me, again, it's entertainment. So that's how I look at music. So
Yeah.
so to me, as a like I said, I can appreciate it all day long. If you wrote every single thing, and like you said, everything is out of here, it's a hit, whoop, like all this, that, and the other, that's fine. But I'm just telling you, for me, if somebody said, well, oh, well, somebody wrote that song for T.I., or somebody wrote that for Wayne. Oh, okay. Like,
And listen, I'm gonna be honest.
they still
With
delivered
that
it.
being said, right, my biggest songs are the ones that are the furthest away from my reality, bro. My biggest song, the songs that people like the most, are the songs where it couldn't be any closer to my reality, bro. That's the funny thing, though, bro.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
mean,
right.
it's an dog. Music is an escape. It's a dog. I mean, music is literally an escape. People want to just, put aside their problems for a minute and listen to something, people that they like. I don't think the people in 2020. I mean, there's some people that care. I mean, like you said, the true lyricists and rappers and this, that, and they care about that stuff. But I mean, like I'm saying, Drake, they can roll out a catalog of leak tracks and of references, is this, that, and the other. And what I'm saying, it's gonna be a conversation, and people gonna be still waiting for the next Drake song.
Man, I don't. I'm with you, but you can't listen. Don't tell me that somebody wrote my favorite song of yours, a rap song. That you got the song that I know word for word, and you telling me somebody else wrote it as a rapper? Nah, I'm almost inclined to just wash my hand of you
See,
all.
see here, this is how much of a difference it is for R&B, right? I'm more surprised when I find out certain people wrote songs for people. Like, so
I can see
Neo did his Tiny Desk, right? And I knew that he wrote Mario's song, but it wasn't until he sang it, it was like, oh, I forgot he wrote that song. Like, that's
that.
the
Yeah, yeah.
joint. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, he wrote the Rihanna song, or, oh, he wrote the Beyonce song. Like, to me, it's more surprising. Like, dang, that's dope. Like, the boy, was it, oh my gosh. What is my, I hate that I can't remember old boy's name. You know him. Oh my gosh, he wrote Glue for Usher. He was in the
Oh my
studio.
God. You're talking about my boy Sean Garrett the pen, bro. What are
Yes,
you
I
talking
know.
about?
And I said, and I
He's
in
like
my
one
brain,
of my favorite writers of all
yes,
time.
yes. And I
He
and
write
in my
hits, bro.
yeah, that like bro, I can't. That's what I'm saying. I'm mad I forgot his name like that. But yeah, that watching him in the studio doing that, like, bro, that's where I'm like, man, I don't care about none of that, because my thing is, I love what he did as the reference, but I love what Usher did to the song. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
It's
that
good for
that don't even
R&B.
matter.
No, it's good for. Don't get me wrong. I think that listen. I would gladly write a song for somebody else, even if it was a rap song, and say, "Listen, I think this is a dope song. Where you can make it to where it's a hit." In terms of being in part of the business, I think I could do that. But I think that in terms of being as a fan, I can appreciate the song being bigger. But then it's almost like as kind of a historian though, bro, of hip hop, a student of hip hop. I'm inclined to hold it against you though, bro.
Yeah. Yo, man, switching up real quick, bro. Uh, so we found out that the big match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, is it canceled or is it on hold? Like, what's going on?
Reschedule. Yeah,
Okay.
they looking to move the date.
Okay. I'm all for it. Like, obviously, I was looking forward to it. But I want there to be no excuses.
Facts.
I don't want no, well, before the fight he had this. Like, nah, I want everybody to be A1, healthy, and ready to go. So that we get the fight of fights. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I know it's a
Um,
blow to Netflix, but so
I'm with you, man. I think that, like I said, I think that as long as they're, but I think that, like I don't want to see Tyson lose because he wasn't healthy enough. You know what I'm saying? I think that, especially given how serious he's taking the fight and everything. So, no, I'm with you though, bro. I don't have any problem at all with it being postponed. I think that you'll still get the same fanfare that you would have gotten if it was, coming on up next month, though, man. So I think that they're still waiting to call a new date, but I'm not mad at it moved
Yeah.
out though.
Speaking of things coming up though, so tonight we got Acolyte for the Star Wars fans. This is the more Sith based. We're gonna see a bunch of Jedi's, which is dope. But it's 100 years before
What time they
the
come on again?
it comes on at like 8 o'clock our time.
Oh, down my time.
Yeah. So yeah, my bad. So yeah, it's like I said, 100 years before episode one. There's gonna be a bunch of Jedi's. There really hasn't been any Sith, so it's gonna be kind of like a thriller. The girl who wrote Russian Doll, I want to say, is the writer and producer of the show. So if you're familiar with her work, then it's something different for Star Wars.
Hmm.
The girl Carrie Ann Moss, what we call a Trinity, she's in it. So that's pretty dope. It's a bunch of names of people that we've seen. Some people that are actually under makeup of some familiar characters. But yeah,
Wow.
pretty excited
No,
about it.
I'm very excited about that though, man. Listen, I've only seen one trailer one time. I don't know. Listen, and I don't know enough about the origins of this story outside of what you just told me. So, and I'm fine with that. Like for
Yeah.
me,
I think that's the
yeah.
intriguing part because you know, a lot, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it like I would for the Marauders, but I will say a lot of people are familiar with the old Republic of Star Wars. Like that's some of people's favorite time. The old Republic is way like eon, like before mentioning any Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm.
old Republic is it. That's like Darth Bane and all of them. So the High Republic is something completely new that Star Wars that when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, this is something that they developed. This is the High Republic. So they've been kind of doing like a bunch of young adult novels of the High Republic. It's kind of hit or miss. But so this is kind of, and that is set 400 years before episode one. This is 100 years before episode one. So there's no real source material to,
Mm.
to come from. So it's not like, well, this ain't linking to this and this, like it. But I will say this: we should see the boy Yoda.
A young Yoda.
Because you think, right? When Yoda died, he was 900. So this is
Yeah.
only 100 years before episode one. So he
So he
should
gonna be
be,
800 years old.
yeah, 700, 800 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's one of those ones where I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna try to see if I can get the fam to jump in there and watch it with me. But if they don't, I'm glad they're gonna just go ahead and watch it. It's been a couple of good TV shows that are on at the same time though, man. That now everybody's just kind of on their own little thing though, bro. So this one might just be mine. Though. I just finished watching Tokyo Vice, and incredible,
See,
absolutely incredible.
I started it, but I'm still on the sympathize. I'm trying to get done with that. And I started Dark Matter on Apple, and that one's real dope. Real dope. I think you would like that. There's a bunch of, man, Apple, quiet as it's kept, Apple has some of the best shows on TV, bro. Like,
I've heard it. I've heard
yeah,
that.
Apple has really they have really good producers over there, and they have some A-grade actors over there. The other one, of course, that's coming up real soon. I believe what the 16th is House of Dragons coming back, season 2.
Yeah. I'm pretty hyped about that one though, man. I think I got to go back and watch the last episode just to get me real. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Bridgerton's supposed to be coming back real soon though. So
No. Bridgerton is back, sir.
Bridgerton is back. So
Yeah.
here's what's funny: Bridgerton is back, and what's funny about it, I got to go back. I always go back and watch the last episode to make sure I'm caught up to snuff on it though. So yeah.
Okay, but did you
Hmm?
watch Queen Charlotte though?
No, didn't watch Queen. I watched half of Queen Charlotte and then stopped.
Okay, so Queen Charlotte kind of, even though it's not in direct ties with the season, like season 1, season 2, it
Yeah.
does have a bridge though for season 3. So
I might have to go ahead and peep. I might have to go and peep it and finish watching. I watched half. I'm about halfway through it though.
yeah, now we
Yeah.
started Bridgerton. I think we episode 3 or something like that. you know, because
Okay.
still waiting for Sarah to kind of get that vision back. But yeah, we own it though. We own it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you
Yeah,
got,
the
bro?
playoffs start today. Playoffs is today. Who you got?
The playoffs is today.
Yeah, today. Yeah, playoffs start today.
I thought the final started on Thursday.
I thought it was today. Well, if it starts on Thursday, who you got?
I think this is Boston's year, bro. Like my thing is, it's this is hard for me, right? Because I typically
And you're right. It is Thursday.
okay, so I typically ride with the West, no matter what, right? And I have no problem with rooting for Dallas in the series. I just won't root for Luka in the series. Like if Kyrie got another ring, would be incredibly happy for him. If you know what I'm saying, I would be happy for Jason Kidd, the whole entire Mavs organization. You just ain't gonna hear me giving no love to Luka. Here's what I'll say. I respect Luka as a player, like as far as like his ability, the way he gets his shot off, all of that type of stuff. The crying part, it's almost like how we talk about like we see a girl that's a 10, right? But then she smokes cigarettes. It just like it just It's the same thing for Luka and the crying.
Listen, it takes a whole point off of your scale. If you a 10 that smoke, you really a 9.
But here's the crazy part though. Weed don't bother me, but cigarettes.
It don't bother me either though, man.
Yeah, cigarettes is a whole thing.
The only time weed bothers me for a female in terms of looks is when if she start to get the black lips from smoking.
I was just about to say if her gums is black. Like I'm talking. So I've seen somebody like smoke. I seen a female smoke a cigar. I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it was you could tell it was a very like I'm here at a lounge and I have a drink that pairs with that part don't bother me. But
Fact.
if you can't like if you smoking weed like dudes be talking about how they smoke weed, that's a whole different thing. It's levels.
Yeah.
It's levels.
It is. I can understand it though, man. I think for me, I couldn't. Nah, I couldn't. So this, yeah, that's a whole other topic. I think because for me, I look at that and I almost have a problem. I almost have a problem with people who like. I'm gonna say people. I guess I don't understand how somebody prefers to be so high so often, right? Like I know that there are people who smoke weed like cigarettes, right? I don't quite understand. Say if you say, "Oh, this is something that's recreational," I'm just chilling, I'm relaxing, I'm just doing whatever. But if it's just part of your everyday, that's something that I wouldn't necessarily understand. But I think also for female, I just look at female weed smokers differently from dude smokers, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah,
What you got up for the week?
So this week though, man, I think I'm back. I'm writing a lot this week though, man. And so I think that the one thing that's been really cool is that I got a couple of reference tracks that I need to go ahead and put out. I need to put them things down. But aside from that, though, we've been on summer break now for a couple of weeks. So I'm trying to just trying to make sure that my dude ain't just sitting in the house. And I'm also trying to make sure that he ain't just only doing basketball. I still want him to enjoy the summer. So I think that this week, looking to kind of hang out at the pool a couple times, but also probably trying to get him out and about, man, and do some summer stuff though, man. It's different because all of it since we moved. And last summer he couldn't really do nothing. Now this summer he's moving around and everything, and then all of his friends still stay back in the Ville. So it's corralling everybody is a big thing though. Whereas too before they used to have their own little center spots that they can meet up at. So but it's on that switching to that summer vacation schedule though, bro. What about you?
Well, I had started writing Charlie's new song. She had asked me about it, and so I'm probably gonna get more on that. I'm so excited with the direction the song is going in. Like I actually was listening to a song, and somebody said the title of her song in their song, and I was like, "Bam, that's it right there." I just thought it was a cool little song. Yeah. So yeah. I'm working on that. I actually sent you the little rough of it. And so yeah, I got to start building production around it and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dope. I listened to it and want to listen to it one more time before I could hit you back on it though. I'll tell
I
you
mean,
about that.
yeah, because I'm confused as to what you need to hit me back for. It's just a
I,
real
yeah. I get what you mean.
yeah.
It sounded familiar. That's what I'm saying. I just wanted
Oh
to
yeah,
see what.
it's very familiar. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like,
It's on purpose
yeah,
though. 'Cause I like so there's a couple of different writing techniques that I do when I have a writer's block, right? Sometimes I will get a song and remix it and then put a brand new beat to it and then structure around that, right? Or so that's that. And so this one is definitely a very familiar thing because I'm trying to keep her energized into music. And so she like and what's funny is when she heard the song, she didn't catch where it came from. I know you immediately knew. Uh but
yeah. I was just like,
yeah. But once we build our chords to it and everything, the melodies will then morph towards the new
yeah,
stuff. This is just to get the ideas flowing. So yeah, absolutely. It's very familiar. But what I did is I just kept the guitar of that song and stopped listening to that song altogether. And so when I went back and actually listened to my version versus their version, none of the melodies and the verses match. It's just that one little start part in the hook. You know what I'm saying? So it's still I'm right there where I need to be with it. So
this was that.
yeah. All right, bro. Well, let's get the people on out of here. This is the Slash Brothers from ATL to OKC. We are the Slash Brothers, and we out.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you
of
dig
all
it,
time.
sucker?